Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be talking about Lamine Yamal because he recently gave an interview to the media and he showed some very impressive levels of maturity. It's crazy to think that this guy, this kid, is only 16 years of age, and just some of his words were very impressive. He talked about Mark Yu, he talked about Barcelona, and we're going to be looking at some of those quotes. And then as well, we're going to be talking about Nico Williams and about Sergi Roberto. Nico Williams, Barcelona stay firm in their pursuit for Nico Williams, and then as well, we're talking about Sergio Roberto because as we did talk about before, it seems almost certain that Sergio Roberto is going to be leaving the club. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about Lamine Yamal's words in regards to Mark Yu. And as you guys know, Mark Yu, he is going to be heading to Chelsea. It's all been basically confirmed. He just recently completed his medical test with Chelsea, and he will sign with Chelsea until June 2030. So a very, very lengthy contract with him. Chelsea, they did activate Mark Yu's €6 million release clause, and so Mark Yu, he's on his way to Chelsea. And Lamine Yamal, he said this: everyone makes their own decisions. I talked to him, and he says he's doing well and is currently thinking about his vacation. In the end, these are personal choices. And, we talked about Mark Yu's departure. We said, hey, Barcelona, they do have a good player. It would be perfect for him to grow in Barcelona, get some more game time, and then be called up for the occasional 1 or 2 games in Barca's first team. But looking at how the striker position, looking at how you have Lewandowski and you have Vitor Roque, it's going to be very hard for Mark Yu to get minutes, and so it's understandable why he's decided to leave Barcelona. But the most impressive quote, guys, from Lamine Yamal is this one, and he says on the topic about not being called up for the Olympics. And he says, I've accumulated quite a few minutes for my age. I've decided to focus entirely on the Euros since it came first. I didn't think about what's next. I'm fortunate to be young and could play in the next Olympics if the coach selects me. Right now, I'm only thinking about the Euros. And that's just so impressive, guys, because as a 16-year-old, you want to be basically playing every single match, and you want to be out there, you want to be playing every single game. And Lamine Yamal, he's basically saying, hey, in this season, I've already played a ton of minutes. I'm also playing the Euros. It doesn't make sense to also play in the Olympics, and I have time. I'm very young. I can play in the next Olympics. And when this is all in a reflection of what happened to Pedri, for example, who played so many games for Barcelona, then played the Euros, went all the way to the semifinals, I believe, and then he went to the Olympics, and then after that, his body just couldn't give any more, and that's when all the injury problems started, and Pedri, he's still suffering that to this day. And then, Lamine Yamal, he also talks about Nico Williams, and these guys are such close friends. And he says, yes, I hope Nico Williams can come to Barcelona. And the last quote I want to talk about is Lamine Yamal on the new Barca coach. And he says, changes bring excitement. We're eager to work with the coach, train and play, and start the season. And that's a sentiment that's shared between all of us Barcelona fans. We want the season to get started and for the preparations to get underway, because honestly, last season we didn't really get much excitement. The only really excitement was the emergence of Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí, and looking at Barcelona, they didn't really give much. And so, no, with that new coach, hopefully we see a much improved Barcelona with Lamine Yamal at the helm. But now, guys, I want to continue to talk about Nico Williams, because Barcelona, they stand firm in their pursuit for Nico Williams. And Nico Williams, as I've talked about before, is the #1 priority for Barcelona. He's the player who appeals Hansi Flick the most. There is consensus between all areas in Barcelona. And the only thing left is for Barcelona to reach the 1-to-1 rule, and then be able to sign Nico Williams. There is friendly relationships with Nico Williams' entourage, but as we did talk about before, if Barcelona they can't go after Nico Williams, there are other options, such as Dani Olmo, such as Luis Diaz, or such as the player that I did talk about in a couple of videos ago, Jaden Philogene from Hull City, the exciting young winger. But in order for Barcelona to get to the 1-1 rule, guys, we do need that Nike deal to go through. We need the Barca Vision sale, and then as well, something that is being talked about is the potential sale of Ronald Araujo, because just like with Frankie De Jong, guys, Frankie, what am I saying, Frankie? Ronald Araujo, his future is undecided because he hasn't given an answer, just like with Frankie, to Barcelona's contract renewal, their proposal. And the thing is, Barcelona, in no circumstance can we let any of these two players go for free. The thing is, if Ronald Araujo, if he's undecided and basically undecided about his future, Barcelona are going to have to make a sale, and a potential 80 to 100 million euro offer from a Bayern, a City, or a Manchester United for Ronald Araujo could be absolutely huge, and that would propel the signing of Nico Williams. But now, guys, I'm going to be talking about Sergi Roberto, because Sergi Roberto right now, he's basically all but certain to leave the club. And Sergio Roberto, he currently sees his future away from Barcelona unless there's a huge drastic change in Barcelona's financial situation. Maybe if a Frankie de Jong and an Araujo leave, for example, that would make things easy for Sergio Roberto to stay. But right now, Sergio Roberto is saying, hey, I understand my time is over. He wants to wait, but he doesn't want to wait until the last couple of days of the transfer market. And he already has interest from abroad. He has interest from teams like Sevilla, Valencia, Girona, and Inter Milan. However, Sergio Roberto's preference right now is to go to England. And this is an interesting report because Sergio Roberto also in the past he's mentioned his desire to go to the MLS. And so, Sergio Roberto, a good servant of the club, putting some very good shifts, and every single player, their time comes to an end, and Sergio Roberto's time at Barcelona, it seems all but over. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your thoughts on everything that I discussed on today's video. What do you guys make of Lamine Yamal's words and his impressive maturity? Basically saying, hey, I'm not going to be playing basically a whole year and a half worth of football at only 16 years of age. I'm going to be taking a break as well. And also, what do you guys make of Nico Williams and Sergio Roberto? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.